Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I have something that maybe many of you have experienced, specifically if you have many Phalaenopsis in your collection. This is an old Phalaenopsis and it pushed out a keiki. So the keiki is fully grown and it's matured and pushed out a flower spike. The mother plant had the mother plant had crown rot. And in order to save itself, push out this keiki. And the cake was growing and growing, and I never removed it from the mother plant. What happened is, I believe this plant doesn't have enough roots growing inside the pot. And for this reason, this flower spike is suffering a bit. I think the aerial roots are not hydrating the plant as much as it should. The mother plant's not able to keep hydrating the plant either. So I had many buds that blasted, and I think the health of this orchid is not amazing. For this reason, I need to assess this situation, I need to repot this orchid, remove the keiki. This mix is very, very old. My fault, I just let it be. And now I came to the conclusion that although it's winter, it's not the perfect time to repot your plants. But when we are facing something like that the buds are blasting, that you notice that the leaves are lumpy, I can see that they are not completely sturdy and firm, plump as they should be. For this reason, to try to save my plant and have a healthier plant in the future, I will ignore that it's actually with a flower spike at the moment, ignore that it's winter, and I'll go ahead and actually remove this cake and maybe make a better way for my plant to grow in the future. So if that's something that you would like to see here, stay with me and let's repot this plant together. I will use a sterilized pair of pruners, my tray with bark and sphagnum moss, because that's what I usually use for my plant. I will probably reuse the same pot, so I don't need to clean and find a new pot. And more than that, we will look at the plant together. So here I have my keiki, and the mother plant is this section here. This is the mother plant. So all of these area roots are coming from the keiki. And not only that, but the actual Phalaenopsis is growing, has a section here. That's where we have it linked to the mother plant. The mother plant is potted here, and the roots of the cake actually was just growing all around, completely aerial and being maintained mainly by the mother plants. And now I think these roots, they are actually helping my keiki as well. So the first thing that I have to do is separate the plant. So let's remove the keiki from the mother plant. And I think it will be very easy. I don't need to use my pair of pruners in this case. I just have to grab it from the base here. I can see clearly where it's linked. And see, oopsie, be careful to not break roots. I just almost broke one. So I need to try to remove it from the base. Let's see if it will work. Gosh, it's hard. Very, very hard. Okay. It did work. So my plant is free. My gosh. I have a mess of roots here. I need to actually untangle my plant. I don't know if you can see, but that's the mother plant. That's what's left of it. So I will first of all throw everything away. This doesn't serve me anymore. So the first thing is throw this away, clean this pot, and I'll be back. So here it is, my keiki. I will use the same pot. Hopefully it will fit. What I notice is this plant is suffering from hydration. However, it has a ton of live roots. And why this is happening? Because these roots were all growing in the air and I'm honestly not hydrating them. So here I'm just removing the dead root tip. This is, you can see clearly from the color and how mushy it is. This is gone. I will just remove some chips, but most of the roots are alive anyway. Because these roots are growing in the air and now it's winter, it's drier inside my home. I don't have enough humidity to keep feeding these plants, specifically feeding these roots, making them hydrated. not my environment, at least. I would have to properly soak these roots, and I will not do it. I know myself, probably skip it, and this plant will be in danger. For this reason, what I'm gonna do is pot part of these aerial roots inside the pot. A good tip for you, specifically for a beginner and to avoid breaking the roots, is to actually soak it before you repot it. It will make them more flexible. I didn't do it. I hope I'll manage to pot it up without soaking it. Let's try. I know that. Let me try to come in the back here. So I will add a layer of sphagnum moss at the bottom just to help hydrate my plant, and the rest is going to be bark and with some strands of moss. I will try to accommodate the roots first because it's a very, very long system of roots. I don't know if they will fit. I hope they will because I don't intend to change the potting mix. Okay, they do. It's not so amazing, but they do fit, and I think they will grow well here. That's everything this plant needs. This is just a normal Phalaenopsis, like supermarket Phalaenopsis. I bought it locally a few years ago. It has purple petals and sepals, but it's like a very dark purple with some dots. It's beautiful. It's like a medium-sized type of Phalaenopsis. I think it will get much larger with age, but it's not one of these massive Phalaenopsis either. It's something in between. It's super, super beautiful, and I intend to have a healthier plant because I am tired of having it struggling here. And to be honest, my fault. This year, I should have reported most of my Phalaenopsis. I think they are in need of proper reporting. I've been delayed in reporting some plants. They are in their pots for more than 3 years. Now I'm adding some layer of slow release fertilizer. I have here, I'm gonna do just a few beads. Should be fine. This plant wasn't being hydrated, wasn't being fertilized properly, was only relying on the few roots that the mother plant had and the connection that it had with the mother plant. But because it's a very large keiki, so it was more than time for it to be free and to grow on its own. The mother plant was not doing much for it anyway. The reason why I haven't reported it before is because of time, actually. I was like, oh, it's thriving, it's doing well there, so I will let it be. And that was the reason. So in the end, my plants start to struggle a bit. And I noticed, especially now with the flowering, that's fine. It's not the only cake that I had. This happened because of thrips, and then I think I sprayed oil in some of my Phalaenopsis in the beginning, a ton of oil, and I end up causing crown rot because the top of the plant simply died because of the excess of oil. I think that's what happened to this one as well, but it was able to survive, which is amazing. So my plant is fully repotted. Let me grab the outer pot and let's conclude this video. So my battery is on the verge of dying off, and I intend to conclude this video before my battery is gone. And so here is my fully repotted plant. This is the keiki. The mother plant is gone. As I said, it had crown rot, so there is nothing for me to save in there. Most of the aerial roots are inside the pot, but I do have some aerial roots that I kept outside of the pot as well, which is fine. They are adapted to grow in the air, so they should do amazingly well like that. Hopefully the roots inside the pot will keep hydrating my plant and also will absorb nutrients, and this plant will keep growing healthier and healthier. Something that I want to tell you is, after you repot your plant, it's very important to offer it some water to avoid transplant shock. This plant will already feel the fact that it's in a different environment. Remember that most of these roots are out of the pot, so offering a bit of water, keeping it hydrated will be important for this plant. Also, keep it in a place with intermediate temperature, not too hot, not too cold. Now that's winter. It's very important for me to keep it away from drafts and very, very cold weather because it would harm my orchid. It's really important to remember that here I'm trying to keep my plant healthy. It's very intimidating to try to remove the cake, especially now that it's winter and it has a flower spike. But here the health of my orchid was at stake. Although it had a ton of aerial roots, they were a bit dehydrated as well. So now that I'm offering its proper care, its own pot, I think we're gonna have a much healthier plant in the future, and I am confident that it will keep thriving as an independent plant. So that was everything that I want to show you today. If you enjoyed this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Bye bye!